Hello, everybody. I am Mariel and welcome to another episode of Mariel Talks Pop. And I am here now with a wonderful picture perfect singer. All the way from the US, we have Angela Villa. Welcome, Angela.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great.
I am. It's just today it's me and my puppy hanging out. And he's
Uh,
upstairs, he's upstairs gnawing on a bone. So I'm trying to keep him happy and quiet for this.
well, I'm so glad that you had the time to talk to me today. We've been planning this for quite some time. And last year I asked you and you told me to wait a little, and now it's finally happening. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, we have so much to talk about. It's been, wow, quite a journey for you. Over 25 years since you began your career. But you always knew you wanted to sing.
Yeah, I didn't know I wanted to sing professionally. So I was just very, very passionate about music from a very young age. And
Hmm.
I was around music all the time because of my parents. And my dad is a singer. So
Okay.
there was just so much exposure at a very young age. And I just felt the music. I mean, I would attach myself to some songs and learn them and sing them all day long.
Yeah. Who are your biggest inspirations back then?
Okay, so the first really big inspiration was Gloria Estefan. And
Oh.
so I just, uh, I loved her sound. I loved that she sang in English and Spanish because that's what I was exposed to as well.
Hmm.
And just she had her own band, and her band was like her family, and so I love Gloria. She was my big first musical inspiration.
And I believe also Mariah Carey, right?
Yeah, so first it was Gloria, and then I would say Whitney Houston following her, and then Mariah Carey. So
Okay.
I think I was in the third grade when I first heard Mariah Carey. And my mom and I were in the car. We were driving in Texas, and we were like, oh no, we were driving from Texas to Oregon, where my dad's family's from.
Mm-hmm.
We heard the song Vision of Love, and I was like, who's that? And my mom said, I don't know, but she sounds amazing.
Yeah, one of the best voices ever. And I can tell you got a lot of inspiration from her, uh, from your Picture Perfect song when you do these high notes. I can definitely tell you took some reference from her over there, but we will get there. So when you first were like known, it was because you won a local radio contest, right?
Yeah, yeah. It was in Clackamas, Oregon.
Oh,
And
okay.
mhm.
And what song did you perform?
I performed the song Vision of Love.
Oh.
Uh, Coincidentally, right? Yeah, so it was a mall contest
Hmm.
and voted through our local radio station at home. And I didn't want to do it, but my mom and my bestie were like, "You really need to do this contest. We know you can do it, and you get to go to California and watch the movie premiere if you win." So we want you to, or a movie premiere for a movie called The Wedding Singer.
Oh,
Um,
with Adam Sandler, right?
yeah, with Adam Sandler. So they were combining that to promote the movie, and they were doing this contest. I think it was a nationwide contest, and
Hmm.
Portland was one of the spots they were doing the contest at. So
Oh, wow, that must have
yeah,
been interesting. And so you won, and then you went to California for this premiere, and that's how you got discovered.
yeah. So I got to win that contest, and then they flew me down to Planet Hollywood to perform again. And I had my family, my brother, my mom, and my dad with me. And then we got to watch the movie premiere with some of the co-stars of the movie, and
Hmm.
that was just a blast. And we went to Disneyland, which was,
Oh,
you
so
know,
fun.
the part. So it really worked out. It was a blessing for my family, so I was really thankful for that.
And you got signed to a record label.
Oh yeah, okay. So after doing the contest, there were some talent scouts that were nearby, and they ended up asking about me, and they started talking to my dad, and then my dad got some contacts in LA, and from there we met a music attorney, and he was really crucial in getting me set up with my publisher at Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was actually the songwriting that started first uh, through Sony, and just me, writing songs and
Oh, we lost Angela for a moment. I hope she comes back soon. Uh, Meanwhile, for those of you watching, make sure you leave your questions in the comments. And, well, let's see what happens. Uh, hmm, let's wait. I'm gonna see if she texts me. Nope, she's gone. But let's wait for her in a moment. I hope you guys watching are doing great. Um, like I told you, if you have questions for Angela, leave them on the comments and I will read them at the end. Uh, I wonder what happened to her. Maybe her internet. You never know. Huh. Well, we'll see if she texts again. No. There she is.
I got a call from my Theo, and for
No,
some reason it blocked me out. So
no,
I
don't
apologize.
worry, don't worry. I thought it was your internet or something. No. Here she is, everybody. Here she's back.
I'm back, and I'm non-technical, so forgive me. I've never been, so
No, don't worry.
I'm
Don't
an
worry.
outdoor do gardening, see, wildlife kind of person.
That's lovely, though. But
Yeah.
okay, so we were talking that you began first with the songwriting
hmm
and then the recording.
Yeah, so I was working with a gentleman named Jim Villitato, who is a publisher at Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was still in high school, and just trying to get all, my assignments done for my regular classes. And he ended up saying, okay, well, if you're going to do the songwriting, you're going to have to start writing on a weekly basis, and I'm going to send you music tracks to write to.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know if I could write songs. And, this was just brand new for me. I had written little songs to the piano at home,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't think anything of them. I was just, to me, just messing around, playing around. And so now I was given these professional music tracks to write to. So he sent me uh, three different music tracks to write to, and I did. And then one of those ended up being Picture Perfect, my first.
Wow.
I know, right?
Right. Wow.
So,
So for never actually being a songwriter, you turned out to be really good.
well, it was one of those things I didn't know that I could do it. I had just been doing it. I had just been practicing writing since I was really young, writing short stories, writing songs, writing poems.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really had experience. I just didn't realize I had experience. And
Yeah.
so um, so when he sent me them, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's, how when ideas just come to you,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so I would just hear the song in my head. I would hear the melody in my head
Oh,
already. And
okay.
I just had to map it out and record it. And so I don't know what that is. I think maybe it's from God, but the songs just kind of come to you.
Well, because you wrote most of the songs from your debut album, right?
Yeah, the first album, it was all of them except for the one song written by Steve Kipner and David Frank, which was called "I Don't
I don't
Care."
care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But your first single, not to say Picture Perfect, was "Catch Me If You Can," which
Hmm.
was featured on the Pokemon soundtrack, right?
Yeah, yeah, that was a it was a really fun, energetic song that I got to write, and it was actually done I got to watch a recording of the movie with just little clips,
Mm-hmm.
and the clips were in Japanese, and so I had no idea what they were saying or doing.
Uh-huh.
And so they gave me these clips, and I saw this one scene where there's these characters racing in the water. And so I went, oh, what could we write to that? And then Catch Me If You Can popped in my head.
Wow. And how old were you?
At that time, I think I was 15.
Wow, you were so young.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever interviewed anyone who has written songs at such a young age. And that's so cool.
It was cool, but it was also stressful because I was like, oh my gosh, this scary grown man wants me to turn these assignments in. It's like he was another teacher, from my school. And I had to make sure I did it good and did it right. And my dad was counting on me to do a good job. And so I had my dad, and I just wanted to make everybody happy. And,
Yeah.
you know,
But
and so,
it all turned out great because
yeah.
right away you started recording your album. How was that, the recording of an album? What are there any fond memories? What do you remember the most?
Okay, so once I started songwriting with different writers, that's where it started to get really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got to explore my own inner creativity, and just make some friendships with some writers. And it was a blast. I what I loved the most is that because I was with Sony, and Sony had access to everybody, all these
Mm-hmm.
writers, I got to write with some legendary writers. And um and it was always someone who is uniquely different than the next writer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wasn't just with one person. And I think what that did is just gave me just a lot of experience,
Mm-hmm.
and and really helped me to learn and get acquainted with who I am as a writer. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Especially, I'm trying to think, Robbie Neville.
Mm-hmm.
We wrote a song called "Girls and Boys,"
I
and
love that song.
yeah, he was just a kick in the pants because he was always in his artist self, and he was just fun and energetic, and he was always singing with me when I was in the studio, and you know.
So, oh, so that was a fun moment. And also, I heard that you got to work with Carole King, one of the biggest legends in music. That was for your song. Let me- I
It's
forgot.
okay. Let's stay together.
Yeah, sorry. Stay together. Yeah. How is it that you got to work with her? Who contacted you with her? Was it Sony? Where and why Carole King?
I believe it was Sony who set that up. There was a lot going on at the time, and I didn't always know who set it up. I just knew, okay, you have this going on, you have that going on, and they'd give me an itinerary.
Hmm.
Um, but what I did know was that she was incredibly legendary, and I had already known some of her hit songs. And when I found out I was going to work with her, my parents freaked out because they're huge fans
Yeah.
were since the beginning, and they used to watch her sing on TV and everything else. And they they freaked out. And then my dad would just start singing all her songs to me to
Hmm.
familiarize myself again. And uh, so I went into that writing session a little intimidated because
Hmm.
I knew, oh my gosh, this woman has written so many hits, and
Yeah.
I want to make sure that she's happy with me. And I do a good job.
Oh,
But
yeah, because the song is beautiful. And did you
yeah.
guys write the song like in one day?
Yeah, we wrote it in a few hours.
Oh,
And
wow.
she's a really efficient writer, and she just she goes on the piano and she starts playing some chords, and depending on what she's playing, she'll start humming a melody. So that's what she did. She just played chords, uh hummed some melodies out for me. What do you think? What do you think? And I said, I like that. And she said, well, why don't you sing some melodies? And so uh it was like this, the lyrics and the melody were coming together simultaneously.
Okay.
There wasn't, it just, it was so natural for her, that she guided me through it, and we got it done pretty fast.
Wow. And that was your well, that was a wonderful experience, I believe. You are now proud to be one of those few singers that has worked with the legend Carol King. So that's awesome. But
Yes.
what was your favorite song from your debut album?
Oh wow. um my favorite song would have to be, that's a tough question. It's actually, there's a song that I recorded and it was supposed to be on the album and it wasn't on the album, but it was called What I Like,
Okay.
and it's a little more R&B. And so that was the one part of the experience with the first album that it was challenging for me at times, because I'm a bit more of an R&B singer and I was doing real sugar pop.
Mm-hmm.
And so anytime I got a chance to do something a little more R&B, uh, I got, I would just, I would go nuts. I would get excited and, you know, just
Yeah.
jump at the opportunity. So there was a song called What I Like, and at some point I'll make sure that it's available so that people can listen to it if it's,
Yes, please. I'm sure
but
there's like a lot of songs we haven't heard from you.
oh yeah, yeah. I recorded several albums. Just, I mean, not several, but let's see. There was a first album at Atlantic, and then we did the same album in Spanish at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. And then they asked me to do something more edgy, and so I did a third album for Atlantic, and
Mm-hmm.
that album has always been shelved. So it's just
Yeah.
lock and key with the label. And I think some of the songs have come out, and one of them was used for a commercial.
Yeah,
Um,
and the Papi
yeah,
Chulo.
Papi Chulo, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But we wish we could have more. I mean, there are a few available on YouTube. I actually have a few on my phone from
Okay,
the supposed Supergirl album.
yeah. Okay, that was the Virgin Records album,
Oh,
which I did later on, and by that time I was in my 20s,
mm-hmm.
and
Oh, okay, okay.
so Supergirl, I really liked that one. It's a fun
But
song.
before we go further, let's go back to what we were talking about Picture Perfect.
Yeah.
When you released that song and the video, did you have any control when it comes to ideas for the video, or was it all given to you? Like, you're gonna do this and this and this?
So with the video, they had what are called video treatments,
Mm-hmm.
and so there were, I think there were maybe two or three different video treatments from different videographers, and they just said, we want you to read each one of these and see what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And um and then I got, the advice from the label to everybody saying, well, we like this one, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody had an opinion. And they also really liked the videographer that we ended up going with, and had already worked with them. And so we went with the choice with the arcade,
Okay.
uh yeah, the arcade video treatment. And
It's so fun.
I agree. It was fun shooting the video, and it was fun rehearsing for it and auditioning for the video too. So
Oh, the dancers, yes, of
the,
course.
the dancers and the male uh my what do you call it?
Your
My
on-screen boyfriend.
on-screen boyfriend there.
What's
It's
his
so
name? I always forget his name.
his name is Tom Welling.
Tom Welling. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
why I always forget his name.
Yeah.
And now, well, he went on to become a superstar too.
Yeah. Yeah, he
And
did. I think he started out with that video. That was his first real I think that's his first video work he'd ever done. I
oh
think
wow,
before he was just modeling. Um, but yeah, he ended up being the perfect choice, I think.
yeah, I remember you telling our friend Chetney that you will enjoy the kissing part.
I can't believe I actually said that.
Well, it's
Yeah,
okay. I mean, come on.
he's a good kisser. What can I say? He just, it wasn't just that. He was so sweet and patient, and he knew that I had never done anything like that. And I told him, I said, I've never shot a music video.
Hmm.
I never kissed a guy that I'm not dating. I'm not
Hmm.
an actress, so please, bear with me here. And he was just really wonderful and sweet. And he kept saying, people might think when you do a video, you only kiss once. Well, it doesn't work like that. They do
No. Oh.
several takes of each scene, So,
Oh.
so we had to practice kissing for like, I don't know, it was like 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of us doing that whole entire thing. And so every time he would lean in and kiss me, he would go, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Everything all
And
right?"
you were like, yeah, sure.
I'm fine. I think I'll survive.
Wow. So 20 minutes of kissing. That's why you enjoyed it so much. I would have been as happy as you.
Well, he was really, yeah. Again, I liked his personality. So I was kind of crushing.
Hmm.
LA.
And the video turned out to be real cool and fun, so it's okay.
Yeah.
And what about your looks? Were you told to be certain, like have certain hair color, or did they change your image or stuff like that? Were you happy with that?
I was for this video, I think I was happy with the look that I had. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, my take was I don't want to do videos where I'm, sexually exploited. Like
No,
some,
of course.
there were other pop artists that they really would bear it all in
Mm-hmm.
their videos, and that's just never been what I'm about. And so that was just the main concern I had going into the video shoot.
Mm-hmm.
What are they going to expect of me? um and so I overall I was really happy. I thought that it was a wholesome video.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't anything that would go against my faith or anything like that. And
Yeah.
so
But
yeah,
in general, your image, you were happy with what they were doing to your image, like when you were on stage or photo shoots and stuff.
I was happy uh for the first record, for the Atlantic record album. I was happy with everything except for the fact that they were hard on me about carrying weight. And so I got a lot of scrutiny because I do happen to be a Latina, and I'm, on the curvier end, like Jennifer Lopez.
Oh
And,
God.
it was like J-Lo was just starting to make a break, but they accepted her because she was Selena in the Selena movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So she had to be authentically like her. And so she had a fan base of people that were fine with that body style. But for me, they were comparing me to Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera,
Mm-hmm.
like, these other pop singers that were super stick skinny. And so I did have uh, to deal with, meetings about, you need to lose weight. You're not going to be able to. And so what ended up happening is I did the song Pop. There was it Papi Chula? No, it was a different song called Girl Play a Number One. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to shoot a music video, and they said, if you don't eat salad and starve yourself for a month, then you're not going to shoot this video.
Oh my God.
And we're done. And I have had this ultimatum from them saying, you better lose weight. And so I ended up, and I was 115 pounds at that time. And, again, curvy body. And so I said, okay. And so they said, either you starve yourself or we're going to send you to a fat camp where you lose weight for a week, and you do anything, you don't do anything but exercise.
Mhm.
So, I chose to go to the camp instead of eat salad for a month because I didn't think I would make it,
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
on such a restrictive diet, because I would get hypoglycemia. That's just something I'd always dealt with. And
Yeah.
so that was, everything else was really fun for the most part. I mean, I was under a lot of stress to get deadlines met and things like that.
Mhm.
But at that age, girls are still sensitive about their bodies, and I feel like they need to be encouraged and uplifted, and just accepted.
I'm just in shock because I've seen pictures of you and you don't look fat to me. I mean, well, I'm Mexican, so I understand what you say about being Latina.
Yeah,
So for me, it's like normal. But I don't know why these stereotypes of being so skinny. I mean, it's not even healthy.
yeah. I don't get it either, and I think we should just all, we should love and accept our bodies and try to be healthy. And
Yeah,
if you have a healthy body, then that's all that I think anyone should be concerned about, is just
I
being
know.
healthy.
I know,
And
but
that God made us all beautiful. He made us all unique, and our body type is our body type, and that's the way it is.
yeah, but being pushed like that at such a young age must be very difficult. I can imagine. And then, did you end up losing all that weight or not?
Not really. I lost 2 pounds. I went to the camp
Uh huh.
where we were only allowed to eat a couple nuts, and it was like a few nuts, maybe a couple raisins, and then a couple bites of food per day.
My
But
God.
all day long we were exercising from like 6 in the morning till the very evening, strenuous exercise. And to the point where they had us hiking in the mountains with rattlesnakes for, it was like 5 to 6 hours in 105-degree weather. And every day we did this hike. And when you get back, you can't walk. I couldn't walk up the stairs to go to my room where I was staying.
Oh my God.
Someone would have to carry me. And then on your feet, there would be blisters on your feet from all the hiking and everything. And they would take your feet and they would treat each individual blister, and then they would wrap them in gauze and then pack you back up, your feet back up, and then you'd go back up the next day and hike again for the
Oh my
hours.
God.
Weight training, water aerobics, and all this so that I could lose 2 pounds of probably water weight. And it was,
Wow.
so,
Uh,
so
How long was this? I'm sorry.
this was in California.
No, but how long did it
Oh,
last?
I'm sorry. It was 6 days.
Wow. It looked
Yeah.
like a year. Oh my God.
Yeah. Are you talking about how long the camp was?
The camp was, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It was 6 days, but they were long days, just
I
because of
bet.
how much you're dealing with and how little nutrition you're getting for all the exercise that you're doing.
Oh my God. And because of
Yeah.
this, you lost your record deal, right?
Well, that was the reason that I was told. Um, and there were maybe political reasons as well, but yeah, by me, at some point in time I decided to stand up for myself, and I wrote a song about the experience that I had,
Mm-hmm.
with the weight. um, and that song is titled Real Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote this song and then played it for the executives at the label, and they were offended. And so Shortly after that, I did lose my record contract, and I don't know if it was because of the song that I wrote, or if it was because of the weight, or something else that was going on. But I also believe they had expected my first single to sell more, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like 300,000 units. And then right after we dropped my second single is when Napster came out. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you
Mm.
remember that. And
Yeah.
so what we found out was that people were illegally downloading my music, and
Uh,
the numbers were getting swayed, so they didn't really know what was going on. But with record labels, they don't always look at you like, oh, you're an artist, an investment, and a person, and
no.
they don't see you as a whole. They just look at the numbers,
Yeah,
and
money.
oftentimes in money, and just say, oh, this didn't pan out, replace her with somebody else. And so that's what they did. They
Oh
just,
my God.
you spend your life revolved around this project, and then they can just say, oh no, we're just going to do something else.
And
And
after all the hard work.
yeah,
So
it is a lot.
the album got shelved, but still there are some copies out there that were like promotional albums, right?
Yeah, I think there were some different varieties that still got dropped, but I'm not quite sure, because I didn't buy them. And I remember things kind of took a turn once everybody was downloading music, and
Mm-hmm.
Tower Records closed down. And
Oh yeah.
I had albums with my single on it, and all the versions of my single and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
they stopped shipping, and people were just, yeah, downloading the music like crazy.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with piracy, right? That it tends to be a threat for artists.
Yeah. And nowadays, it's not just piracy, it's also the companies, the streaming services, not paying artists enough. And so I've heard, anyway, from other singers and producers that
Mm-hmm.
struggle making a living doing music nowadays, because they're not getting paid enough from
Um,
streaming
yeah,
services.
I thought they would. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well,
Well,
but
they're working. There are companies working on it, like Sound Exchange and a few others. So
oh,
it's good.
okay, okay. But let's go to the fun part because now I'm so shocked with all the things you told me. Um, Tell me all about touring. I know you toured with M2M
Hmm.
and LFO. You did touring with a lot of artists. How was touring? Tell me all about it.
Touring was oh my gosh, it was like a roller coaster ride. Um, I think we covered the entire country of the United States. I
Mm-hmm.
think that I think we hit every state. I could be wrong, but I mean, it was like a month tour, and then we would hit a couple states, sometimes a couple states a day,
Mm-hmm.
and just keep it moving. And so it was a lot of fun, because I had never been on any kind of tour like this.
Mm-hmm.
I had done road trips with my mom, my brother, my dad, going from Texas to Oregon and back, but that's it. It
Uh-huh.
was never uh, a bus, and people, all these people and crew, and uh, it was an incredible experience.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see so much on the road, and then I was just so busy.
Mm-hmm.
So we would uh, do a show. I think it was in the afternoon, and then I would either do a radio show in the morning, or I would do it after the show in the evening.
Uh-huh.
And so um, I got to stop and hang out at some of the cities and have some fun. At Florida, in Florida, we got to go to the beach, and yeah, it was an adventure.
It was fun. Oh, great. And what was your favorite song to perform?
Let's see. I think I liked singing did I sing I Don't Care on that tour? I enjoyed singing performing that song.
Mhm.
Uh, I feel like Steve Kibner and David Frank, they're experts at making a song performable for the artist when they
Yeah.
produce. And
Yeah.
it felt like a comfortable song to perform. Picture Perfect, I enjoyed performing too, but it
Mhm.
was challenging to hit my whistle note every single day. I wasn't used to doing that. You know,
Mhm.
it's an experimental part of the voice. It's just it can like I've said before, it can be like a toddler and throw a fit and not
Mhm.
feel good one day or another. So it really did teach me about how to condition my voice better, and uh, I sang different variations of that note, and yeah, so touring was a chance for me to really grow even more as an artist
Mhm. Mhm.
because I had been used to singing in my room as a little girl and
Mhm.
really not really performing in front of people very much. Just I would go to church and perform sometimes. I did a few festivals, but touring a whole other experience. So
I bet.
I was able to finally see what I was capable of, and I think pulled it off. I think so.
Well, you were on the road, and you were also still in high school, so you were having a like a tutor, or
Yeah,
what?
actually, well, I think I was supposed to get a tutor, and then it was just my schedule was just way too crazy. And
Mhm.
so we just held off, and then I ended up going and taking college courses to graduate after the tour was over.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
no,
okay.
there
Okay.
was no tutor.
No tutor.
um, no tutor. So I did get a break from school for a little while. But I mean, traveling teaches you sometimes more than school. I mean,
Definitely.
you know, being in this this experience of seeing all of these places, and then I mean, even getting to go visit the national monuments. I got to
Mhm.
get a tour of those after hours, which was really cool,
Mhm.
and learn about history and see it come to life. And I wouldn't have had that experience if I hadn't have been on this tour.
Right. Sure. And when you came back to school, how about your friends? Were they like excited to see you, and were they like asking you to perform? How was the relationship with them?
My friends, they were continuing on with life the way that it was at home, and
Mhm.
I think with some of my friends, they were just really excited for me, and then there were friends that were just like, you know, I don't relate to you anymore. You know,
Oh.
your life is like, completely different, and so I lost connection with some of my friends, which was hard. And then,
Mm.
um, there were still friends that I got to see and come back home, and then some of them that I got to take with me on a few trips, which was really fun.
Oh well,
But,
that.
but I would have to say, when you become a celebrity, or for me, I was an up and coming celebrity. It does strain relationships to
I
a
know.
degree, and
Mhm.
so that was tough. I had a lot of loneliness on the road that I had to deal with, and I mean, not as much on tour, but during the other process when I was recording and
Mhm.
you know, and doing everything else, it was a little isolating at times.
You have to sacrifice some stuff, right? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
to get where you want to. But
Mhm.
well, at least you had the fun, right?
Yeah, there was definitely fun. And visiting all these places and hearing, I mean, come on, hearing your music on the radio, that was incredible.
Mhm.
I remember the first time I heard my song on the radio, I was in a hotel in New
Mhm.
York City, and I was just getting
Mhm.
ready, probably brushing my teeth, just doing something normal. And I had this radio on, and they said, and now we'd like to introduce new artist Angela Villa. Her song is
Wow.
Picture Perfect. And
Mhm.
they started playing my song. And I just remember, I mean, of course, I probably screamed, and everyone in the hotel heard me. My song. And then I ran to the hotel window and I looked out at the entire city of New York City. And as my song is playing on Z100, and I was just thinking, this is insane. Like, how many people out there right now in New York could be listening to this right now? So
That's so cool.
that was an incredible feeling. And it made me feel a little proud of myself. Okay, I got to do something.
Yeah, of course. And it,
Something.
well, even years later, well, not so many years later, but your song "I Don't Care" would later be recorded by Australian pop singer Delta Goodrem. How did you
Mhm.
feel about that re-record version of "I Don't Care"?
I heard her version and I thought she sounded beautiful. And it's interesting that you can sing one song and then the song lives on and
Mm-hmm.
and takes on a new life. Um, and yeah, it surprised me because I didn't know about it, and all of a sudden I went, oh, and I saw online people were talking about another version, and I went, oh, okay.
Mm.
So I looked it up, and yeah, it was pretty neat because I think she's pretty big in Australia,
Yeah,
and
she is one of Australia's biggest stars
mm-hmm.
right now. But I like her version too. But both versions are really cool. Yours sounds a little bit more innocent.
Yeah,
I don't know. I get that feeling like, oh, she sounds more innocent, more like, oh, I don't care about what they say. I want to stay with him and stuff like that. And she sounds like more mature. So your
yeah,
version is more like teen,
the
uh,
teen version.
a teen
Yeah,
version, yes. But both are great. And I know that also Christina Aguilera got to made a demo of that song.
yeah. It was pretty neat that I got to hear Christina Aguilera's version, and really get to know the song and then go, okay, now I need to do my version and my interpretation of this. And
Mhm.
so I recorded it, and then later on down the road I heard a rumor that Steve Kibner and David Frank actually kept my background vocals and Christina's and put them on Delta Goodrum's.
Oh.
uh, and so I think we're all on her record. um, So I don't know if it's true, but maybe somebody can tell or divide the vocals someday and listen to the backgrounds and see if
Yeah.
we're.
Oh, that would
Um,
be interesting.
yeah, I've heard of that happening with some other artists that their songs also went to someone else and
Hmm.
they using little bits and pieces of
Yeah,
their.
it is common to hear that, but that is an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And why was there not a video for I Don't Care?
What was my video?
No, why was there not a video? Why?
Oh, there was not a video. No. Yeah, we were probably going to shoot a video for that, but I didn't get any video treatments for it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
It's a
Didn't
shame
get to do
because
that.
we only have one video of you. That's a shame.
And I know that and the Fiesta Texas commercial. But
Oh, yeah.
I would love to shoot another music video because it was fun.
Yeah. And how about now? Would you like to re-record these songs now that you are older and your voice definitely changed because voices change through time? Would you like to re-record these songs?
I feel like it's been so long, and I've changed my genre of music style, and I'm doing inspirational music now.
Mm,
And so, I don't think it would make sense for me to go back and re-record, but I do perform them from time to time for fun, just for fun, for family. And
okay.
actually my kids like to sing Picture Perfect sometimes, which is really adorable. I have two daughters and they both sing, uh and so there's been some times where they'll just go back and find the song on their phone and then they'll bump it and they'll sing it.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
it sounds
Because
better when they sing it now than when I try to sing it.
uh, no, but I've heard like the other day I interviewed a group of girls from the 90s, and I asked them how they kids felt about um, their music from the 90s, and they were like, oh, they're all cringe about it and they don't want to talk about our careers when we were in that group and stuff. But it's so cool that your daughters get to enjoy your music from 25 years ago. So it's so cool.
Yeah, it depends on the day. I'm not gonna lie. There's times where moms cringe too. If
Oh,
if
I
I'm
know.
in the car and we're all in the car and and I'm singing, sometimes it's like, Mom, shut up. We don't want to hear you right now. We're singing right now. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
But they still like your music.
Yeah, they love my they still embrace some of those songs and they appreciate it. They're
Mm.
yeah.
Oh well. And so now you are doing more like gospel
Hmm.
music. And have you done other genres in the past?
Uh okay, so after my Virgin record album, I kind of just started songwriting again just off to myself with music tracks and experimenting into different styles. And for a while it was like some indie soul uh music and I was just trying to find myself as an artist again.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at this point in my life? Um and so it's really progressed, and finally what just helped me in life with everything I was going through was God.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that my mind works and my heart works is I write about what my
Mm-hmm.
experiences are and what I'm going through and what relates to me the most, because that's just me being my authentic self, and I put it into my music. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I'm going more inspirational, because
Mm-hmm.
after everything that I went through in the music industry, which was really hard on
Mm-hmm.
me emotionally and and physically, you already know about the physical hardships.
Yeah.
Uh, what got me through was my faith, and
Mm-hmm.
and so I have songs now that are so I'm still doing music that I feel is popular music, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just with a different message.
Oh, okay. And
So
will
yeah,
we be hearing a new album soon?
you will. And
Yay.
I have about 5 songs that are almost finished,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them that we believe will be a good single is getting mixed right now as we speak. So
Oh, wow.
so yeah, it's actually happening. I know there's been times during the years where I've told my fans, "Oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that," but it didn't lead anywhere, and it was like I wasn't ready, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And sometimes it's just not the season, and you have to wait until it's the right time, and everything is kind of coming together as it should.
Yeah, everything in its time. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And how about your relationship with your fans? Over all these years, you've been having lots of fans from your pop music days, and now that you are into gospel music, how's your relationship with them?
I have this group of fans that they have literally stuck with me from the since the very beginning and gone through the trenches with me, and they're still like hanging on, and they're like, when are you gonna have music out? But we love you no matter what. And
Wow.
so I love them so much. You guys know who you are. You guys are the best. And uh, I am going to be releasing music. And the difference now is I'm doing it independently,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can control that. And so that's why I can actually say uh my music is going to come out, because it's 100% in my power. And so to them, I am so grateful. Thank you for your patience, and yes, you will hear music soon. And
Yay.
and then there are also, there are other fans out there that don't know what's going on. They've kind of tapped in a few videos here and there to say, "Hey, where's Angela Via now, and what happened to her?" And so I, of course, I've seen that, and I appreciate that they still think of me here and there.
Yeah.
Hoping that they will find out, hey, I'm making music, and maybe get a hold of it and just see what's become, what the journey has been and where I'm at now.
Well, be sure that we as fans will be there waiting for your music, and hopefully one day we'll get to see all of your previous music being released on streaming platforms because people need to listen to those songs. I mean, I have some favorites that I remember. I suffered from depression for forever. So 2012 was a very tough year for me, and I remember listening so much to your music and your songs So Fly and Wonderland were like my main songs back then, and they always made me feel happy. So thank you.
Well, I'm so happy that that it helped you through that. And I understand mental health issues, and that's another thing I'm going to eventually tap into more in interviews. But I've suffered from some serious mental health issues over the years, and music is, I mean, it really is such a good therapy. Listening, and then for me, making music and listening to music. And so,
Definitely.
if my music helped you, that's all the inspiration I need. I'm going to keep making more. and
Yes,
and
please.
pray that it gets you, through anything that you may ever need to go, overcome. So,
Yes,
same with my other fans. I mean, if it ever my music's helping you through something, that makes me feel like it's worth it. Like it's 100% worth it. And
trust me.
whatever it is I need to go through, whatever hoops I need to go through to get the music out there, I'm gonna do it. So
Yes, please, please, and make sure everybody to stay tuned to Angela's news. We have here some comments. We have here Francesca, who is from Arkansas. She says, I love Angela Villa ever since the first Pokemon soundtrack. My kids even dance to that song. Telling you, it's been years. Um, I was lucky and I was able to find a copy of her unreleased debut on eBay. She definitely deserved way more attention worldwide. She has such an amazing voice.
thank you. I appreciate
Um, Levi Harden, I remember I grew up listening to her. I love you, Angela.
Love you back.
We have Chetney. Oh, hi, Angela. I love you. Oh, hey, Chetney.
Sydney! He's my man.
Yeah, he's so cool. And Lucas from Brazil. I'm late, but I'm here. Angela, we love you. Yay.
Muchos besos.
Yes, thank you guys for being here. And I always ask these questions to all of my guests. Now, you, Angela, now. Who is your favorite female singer?
Oh my gosh, that's tough. I can't, it's hard to pick one. It really is hard to pick one. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Mariah Carey.
Okay, fair, great.
I mean, I
And
love Whitney Houston too, but Mariah Carey writes all her songs. And so
yeah,
I relate to that and I admire that a lot.
okay. And your favorite male singer?
Ooh, Stevie Wonder.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, he writes songs, and I mean, oh my gosh, I love his songs. And he I got to sing for Stevie Wonder too, and I met him, and he was such an amazing person.
Oh, he
And
is.
and so I sang Ribbon in the Sky for him at a dinner, and got to hold his hand. It was just the most special moment ever. And
Oh,
so it's not just that, it's he's a great person.
but you've been with some legends, girl.
Yeah,
Huh?
I know, right? Yeah, I've been really blessed to get to have some of these opportunities. It's been
Yeah, it's a blessing for sure. And your favorite girl band?
ooh, favorite girl band. Hmm. There's a lot of them, but I think the one I resonated with a lot was probably En Vogue.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I
And
just
both.
I thought they were trying to send good messages out for people about equality and things like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so one thing I appreciated, they could sing and they also had they had good
A
messages.
good message. Mm-hmm. And your favorite boy band?
Ooh. Probably Boys to Men.
Okay, very R&B here.
Yeah, I know. They're like R&B boy band, but and then who else? Oh man, there's some other ones. After Seven. I mean, that's another one. Again, R&B. I'm an R&B girl, so
Yeah, we can tell, definitely.
yeah.
So now you're gonna be alone in an island, and you can only carry 5 albums with you. Which albums would you take?
Oh my gosh, that's hard.
I know.
With albums. Because I don't know if I can even name albums anymore. It's just been such a long time since I've used albums. I'm just always song. Uh, but I would say half of them would be okay. No, let's see. Be Mariah Carey's first, second albums. So those two, and then
Okay.
Whitney Houston's first album, and then After Seven's album,
Mhm.
Stevie Wonder's album. You kind of saw this coming, huh? And then maybe Gloria Stefan. Gloria Stefan, the songs that had what's Oye mi canto, you know.
Oh yeah, from the MSM, from the Miami
Yeah,
Sound Machine.
Oye mi
Yeah.
canto.
Okay, okay.
I love those songs. So I have to have some Latin music in there too, you know.
Please.
Have the mixture, have a mixture of music, but I think that would be. I mean, that's so. Oh, that'd be torture to be stuck with just five. But yeah,
I know. But that question's always hard. So I
yeah.
was really curious to know your answers. And now if
Mhm.
someone comes to you and doesn't know that you're a singer, but you tell them, I sing. What songs, which 5 songs from you would you say, please listen to these 5 songs of mine?
Oh wow. Okay, now I sing in some inspirational songs. So I would, but I often sing Alicia Keys. Um, If I Ain't Got You, and that's one that I love a lot. And I might sing Stevie Wonder, Ribbon in the Sky.
No, 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 but your songs.
Oh, my songs.
Yes,
Oh,
your songs. They would say,
what?
okay, what songs from you would you recommend me to listen to?
Oh, what songs from me? Okay. Hmm. See, it's so tempting to just say the songs I'm working on right now. I know, but you don't know those songs yet. But those are the ones that I resonate with the most. So I think I think what I like is again another one that you don't know, but I might want to sing that one. Um, and Supergirl's a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Fun song. Let me think. Yeah, I think that would be. Then I wrote a song called Shadows. We really need to get you this music, girl, because some of my best music was done around the time when I was on Virgin and then after Virgin, and those are songs that are shelved.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have to get you this music.
Yeah, we need your music online, all your music.
Okay. All right, I'll find a way. So then, okay, so I'll say those songs, and then the songs I'm working on right now, and
Okay,
one of them's called the single is going to be called "Image of You,"
okay. Image
and
of you.
so yeah, it's a fun song. It's actually a dance song, believe it or not. So it's a song where
Oh,
you wouldn't even know it's a Christian song at first if you just heard it in the club, and so
oh,
it's a lot of fun.
oh, I'm so excited to listen to that.
I mean,
Oh, fun. Well, Angela, I cannot thank you enough for being here with me on this show, for accepting to talk to me, and for opening up about all your stuff during your 25 plus years of experience, which is great. I really admire you, and I really thank you for being here.
I really appreciate everything, and thank you for just giving me a chance to talk and share part of my story. That really means a lot.
No, it's great. It's great. And we cannot wait to see what's going to come in the future with you. I mean, we're so excited, we as fans, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
And thank you everybody for watching and for sending your questions. And for those of you who weren't able to watch this live, thank you so much for watching too. So thank you, Angela. Take care and take care, everybody. We will see you on the next one.
Thank you guys. I love you.